Today I will speak about St. Thomas Aquinas, an Italian Dominican theologian who was one of the most influential medieval thinkers of scholasticism and the father of the Thomistic school of theology. Born at the end of 1224 in Rocca Secca, Italy, Thomas Aquinas was of noble descent. His father was Landulf, Count of Aquino, and his mother was Theodora, Countess of Teano. Before his birth, a holy hermit told Theodora that her son would enter the order of friars preachers, become a great learner, and achieve unequaled sanctity. This undoubtedly came true, as the youngest of 9 is, in addition to all his scholastic achievements, also the patron saint of seminarians, students, and universities. When Aquinas turned 5, he was sent to the Abbey of Monte Cassino to train among Benedictine monks, where his favorite question to them was, "What is God?" a question he undoubtedly tried to answer throughout his life. At the age of 13, he returned home due to political strife between the Pope and the Emperor, but later continued his education at the Benedictine house in Naples. It is here where he first encountered Aristotle's writings, which later had a great influence on his own. While attending the University of Naples, and to the utter dismay of his mother, he secretly joined the order of the Dominican monks, or begging friars, which was at the time seen as an extremist order that preferred going to the people to preach while living on alms, rather than being enclosed within rich monasteries, as was the norm at the time. As mentioned, this did not sit well with his mother, who had loftier ideals for him, and she sent his brothers to kidnap him while he was running away to Paris. They consequently kept him under house arrest for nearly 2 years and peppered him with all kinds of temptations, but this only strengthened his resolve. After being released from his tower in about 1240, he went to study at the University of Paris under Albertus Magnus, following his teacher to Cologne and back to Paris until about 1252, when he was appointed sub-regent at the Dominican station in Paris, where while teaching he also finished his doctorate. The University of Paris was something new and vibrant, where people from all nations and classes mingled and debated without fear or prejudice. This must have had some influence on Aquinas, as although he was first and foremost a theologian, he could freely engage with other texts outside of the church, which allowed him to form a bridge between science and godly revelation. Aristotle was one which he studied at length and made it more accessible to his students through commentaries. He used Aristotle as a base of most of his ideas, but without blindly following the philosopher. And without changing anything written by Aristotle, he was able to differ and to add and create his own unique philosophy. But why is he important within the history of economic thought? There is about 60 written works accredited to Thomas Aquinas, although some is believed to be written by his disciples. Of these, the most relevant to economics is the Summa Theologica. As a theologian, his main concern was with the study of man and his relationship with his Creator. But from this there is a natural flow towards a study of the relationship between men in society. His writings do not give one clear theory of any economic kind, but is based more within the theology and the metaphysical concept of justice. Throughout the Summa there is mention of such topics as the division of labor, property rights, just price, usury, the labor theory of value, trade, insider trading, and so on. But, in my opinion, his biggest influence on economic thought was his ideas on just price. Aquinas wrote about just price in terms of the vice and virtues shown through behavior when conducting a transaction, whether personal or commercial, but from the perspective of acting as a judge through human law or as a confessor through divine law, not as an economist. The basics of his idea is that when buying and selling is to the common advantage of both parties, things should be traded equally to each other, and to sell it for more than it's worth or to buy it for less than it's worth is unjust and unlawful. Also, if the buyer of something is in desperate need thereof, and the seller does not really want to sell it because it will cause some loss to him, the price can be more than its intrinsic value, but not more than it is worth to the seller. If, on the other hand, the buyer attains something that will be of great advantage to him, but does not cause any loss to the seller, it should still be sold at its just price, as the advantages gained by the buyer does not belong to the seller, and he should thus not be compensated for something that was not his in the first place. And lastly, no one can sell something that does not belong to him. Thomas Aquinas died in 1274, but his teaching will remain as an ethic compass for centuries to come.